The second full season of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge is about to get underway. Next weekend, the IRC kicks off in Turkey with the first round of an exciting new rally campaign right here on Eurosport. The Istanbul Rally is the first of 10 rallies to decide the 2008 IRC titles. 4 rounds are gravel events: Istanbul, Portugal, Russia and China. Ypres in Belgium at the end of June will be the first tarmac round. New venues include Portugal and Asturias in Spain. The season ends in November in China. Before we tackle the new season, let's have a look back at 2007. The campaign started with fantastic views from Kenya. The Safari Rally was the opening round of IRC 2007. Abath was the only team that took on the challenge in Africa, with suitably beefed up puntos battling the Kenyan dust and ruts. Andrea Navarra finished 3rd overall and was the fastest IRC driver, so it was Navarra that took the lead in the point standings. From Africa to Turkey for the Istanbul Rally. Nicolas Vouilloz took the early lead, but the French Peugeot driver fell back after a puncture. Turkey was the first clash between Peugeot and Abath. After Vouilloz's flat tyre, Abath went ahead with Anton Allen, son of rally legend Marco Allen. Allen's teammate Navarra was first on the road and lost a lot of time cleaning the stages. Navarra was 5th after the first day. Allen was hit by a brake problem, and to make matters even worse, he also got a puncture and dropped back to 4th place in the end. Spaniard Enrique Garcia Ojeda started his campaign with the 3rd place in his Peugeot. But he did have to watch out for some local traffic. Navarra made up for the lost time on day 1 and climbed back to 2nd. But it was Vouilloz who scored his first win in the IRC and the first victory for Peugeot Spain, the team led by Borja Moratal. And with Ojeda in 3rd, Peugeot Spain grabbed plenty of points for the team's championship. Ypres in Belgium was the first round on tarmac, and the fast, bumpy stages took their toll from the word go. Italian Corrado Fontana got it all wrong on a fast left-right. Next victim was Turkey winner Nicolas Vouilloz, braking just a fraction too late and ending up in a Flemish ditch. Vouilloz's teammate Ojeda wanted to take a shortcut, but Flanders fields can be dangerous. No. A ver por dónde salimos de aquí. Even local Belgian drivers were caught out by the treacherous conditions. Peter Zoen ended up in a field looking desperately for the exit. He retired later on with transmission failure. Another Belgian driver lost a chunk of time. Bent Cazier parked his Peugeot in a ditch while heading for victory. In the end, he finished down in 3rd. 4-time Ypres winner Freddy Loix was soon out of contention with a puncture, and he retired later on with an engine problem. The puncture made things difficult too for championship leader Navarra, but in the end he earned 6 points for 3rd place. Ojeda survived Flanders' bumpy stages, and he finished 2nd with his Peugeot. But it was Italian Luca Rossetti, also driving a Peugeot, who took a surprise victory on his very first time in Ypres. Rossetti made history. The last winning rookie driver in Ypres was the legendary Henri Toivonen in 1984. Next, it was back to the gravel, and hello Russia. As in Turkey, points leader Navarra had to sweep the road again, being first on each stage, and he could do no better than 4th. Peugeot Spain was hit by punctures for Ojeda and Vouilloz. Allen took the lead and stayed on top. This was the first victory for the young flying Finn, the 23-year-old, and like his father, competing with Abath. Marco drove for Fiat Abath between 1974 and 1981. Next up, Madeira's mountains were calling. Navarra quit the rally before even making the start, falling victim to a dead battery on his Abath Grande Punto. Vouilloz had a slow start, battling with his clutch. There would be no points this time around for the Peugeot driver. Italian Renato Travaglia lost the lead to Giandomenico Basso after his spin in the Mitsubishi Lancer. Basso was the defending IRC champion, but this outing was only a one-off as he wasn't contesting the full season. Ojeda took a penalty for being late after a lengthy gearbox change and lost third place to local Portuguese hero Bruno Magalhães. Sunny weather on the final day decided the rally. Travaglia wasn't able to match the pace of Basso in the Punto. After the rally, the Mitsubishi driver was also disqualified for a technical irregularity. So Magalhães took second and Ojeda third. Victory went to Basso for the second year in a row, the experienced Italian making the most of his wealth of knowledge. The city of Zlin welcomed the Barroom Rally. Belgian Ben Cazier made a mistake on only the second stage, going very wide and losing 2 minutes, but in the end he took 5th place. Freddie Loix was leading after the first day, having a tough battle with Ojeda. Abarth versus Peugeot. But Loix crashed his Punto, missing that corner with a flat tyre. Vuilloz made no mistakes and delivered his second win of the season, with teammate Ojeda finishing second and local driver Vaclav Pech in third. It was a tremendous double for Peugeot Spain. Ojeda took the lead in the championship. San Remo is legendary in rallying. The organisers made a great effort with a very long night stage on the first day, won by Lucas Rossetti in the Peugeot 207. Paolo Andreucci had no chance in the dry stages to defend a top 3 position at the wheel of his Mitsubishi. He finished 5th. Navarro did not perform well on home ground, finishing only 8th. With 6 points for third place, Ojeda was strengthening his lead in the championship. Vuilloz went one better than Ojeda and finished second to share second place in the standings with Navarra, both 7 points behind leader Ojeda. San Remo was also the deciding round of the Italian Championship. Basso secured a second place and was crowned Italian champion. 9 seconds was the winning margin for Luca Rossetti.
Destra 5, lunga chiude, in, sinistra 0, corta.
Rossetti took his second victory of the IRC season after winning at Ypres, and he earned Peugeot's 4th win of the season versus 3 at this stage for Abarth. Ypres was followed by a trip into the Swiss mountains for the Rallye du Valais. Belgian Ben Cazier was once again an early victim, sliding off on some gravel and crashing his Peugeot against the wall. Over and out. Other drivers had more luck. Look at Ojeda, who was leading the championship. He lost grip on gravel, but managed to stay out of big trouble. There was a big scrap for third place between the experienced Loix in a private Punto and young Umberto Scandola in a factory Abarth. Scandola won the duel and finished third. There was high tension in the Peugeot Spain team, with Ojeda and Vuilloz attacking each other. They achieved a double for the team, with Vuilloz taking the win and Ojeda the title, without winning a rally all season. And on top of that, Peugeot Spain was champion of the teams. Abarth and Peugeot decided not to make the trip to China, and that meant that the Mitsubishi drivers had the event to themselves. Briton David Higgins came out on top after being delayed on the first day by a misfire on his Lancer Evo 9. Local man Zhang Yu finished second on the day he celebrated his birthday, and another Brit, Martin Rowe, took third. Rowe lost some time on the first day. So the final standings, Ojeda was the 2007 champion thanks to consistency, with Vuilloz 5 points behind and Navarra in third, 15 points off that winning margin of the Spaniard. In the Manufacturers' Championship, it was a fantastic result for Peugeot, who dominated the IRC in the end on 114 points, finishing well ahead of their big rivals Abarth. Mitsubishi finished in third, ahead of Honda and Citroën. Coming up on the programme, we'll tell you how Abarth and Peugeot have prepared for this year. The new IRC season's about to burst onto our screens. 2008 will be a huge challenge for Peugeot, defending both titles for drivers and teams. Peugeot Belgium takes the place of Peugeot Spain in IRC with runner-up Nicolas Vuillos and Belgian Freddy Loix. The programme's run by Belgian tuner Kronos, who took Sebastian Loeb to the world title in 2006. Kronos has left the WRC and is now aiming high in the Intercontinental Rally Challenge.
We come back from 5 years in WRC and we are very happy to be in IRC because it's real sport. The human side is more important than ever, and this is exactly what we want. We want to make stories, human stories, without any politic way, I mean, and this is exactly what I like to IRC.
Kronos have had a good start to the pre-season, if you like, with Loix winning the East Belgian Rally, the opening round of the Belgian Championship already. Vuillos tried to establish a good setup during testing with Peugeot on the great gravel tracks in Faf in Portugal. Vuillos explains what has changed to the Peugeot 207 S2000 car for this 2008 season. A car that he took to quite a lot of success in 2007, but he's going for the big push and the title himself this year.
Engine is different, there is a little bit more torque and more power, but I don't think it's the main thing. It's more the setup on a gravel. So last year the car was really good on tarmac, but I think on the gravel some work still to do, and we made it. The feeling was not especially good when it was fast, and the rear was sliding a lot. So on a normal road it was okay, but as soon as it was wide and large, the feeling was that the car never stopped sliding, or you didn't slide, or you slide too much.
Vuillos was the top performer last year in terms of winning 3 rallies, but just fell short of the championship.
The strategy is a little bit different because last year all the rally was new for us. This year it's a little bit different with 70% is the same as last year. So we'll try to be in the good rhythm, in good speed directly.
Vuillos teams up with Freddy Loix. So far the Belgian's done 2 rallies with Kronos and he's won them both. Fast Freddy's highly motivated to win a first international title after a long stint in WRC, but his lack of experience in IRC could be a decider this season, along with the fact that he has a co-driver who will compete at this level for the first time.
I have 4 rallies I don't know, the first 3 and then Astoria. The rest I have some experience, so I don't know them well, but I know them, and that's already something.
So at Kronos we have a Belgian driver and a Belgian team with a Belgian engineer. History repeats for Vuillos, who had a Spaniard as a teammate in a Spanish team last year. This time there's no language barrier within that Kronos team.
It's okay, they speak French, so it's easy. My engineer is French from Peugeot, so it's a little bit easier also, but with Peugeot Belgium it's easy because they speak French. So, and it's easy also with Mark van Dalen, who Kronos has a lot of experience. So I think it will be okay. We will see during the season, but I'm confident with the team and with Freddy and all the engineers from Kronos.
First and all, we have to work all together like a team. This is what I want for both drivers, and then we will decide later. If they are both in position to win, we will decide later. But first and all, we have to think about Peugeot and to go further with this.
Here we're driving with Luca Rossetti, who won 2 rounds last year in IRC and finished 4th in the final standings. Rossetti starts in Istanbul, but will concentrate his efforts on the Italian Championship, which had its first round with the El Ciotto Rally just recently. So Rossetti will be one to watch when he competes in the rounds that he does do, but as I say, he's not doing all of them. Another one to keep an eye on is Bruno Miguel Pinto Magalhães Pinheiro, to give him his full title. He's the reigning Portuguese champion and has already won the first round of his home championship, the Rally Torri. Magalhães doesn't have a full program in the IRC, but he'll be in Portugal and Madeira.
correram bastante bem, portanto, para
He
já
says,
foi
for me it's really a
privilégio
privilege
estar
to work
aqui,
together with Peugeot
convite da Peugeot Sport
and try to
para
contribute to the
trabalhar e dar um
Peugeot
contributo
program this year.
na evolução do Peugeot 207S 2000. Portanto, fiz cerca de 200
I've done a lot of kilometers in the last couple of days.
Tentei passar o máximo de
I've
informação
passed on a lot of
para a equipa,
information to the team
de modo a
to
tentarmos
prepare for the
evoluir o carro
championships.
para a fase de terra do campeonato, aliás, dos campeonatos que se avizinham.
Megales is working hard to add some more IRC rounds to his program. Last year he finished second on the twisty stages in Madeira, only beaten by Giandomenico Basso. Frenchman Brice Tirabassi will do the full IRC with a Peugeot from BSA. Tirabassi is a former junior world champion. Another Peugeot driver for IRC is the Czech Jan Kopecky, seen in WRC in the last couple of years. Also from Eastern Europe is the Hungarian Janos Tott, seen in Ypres and Barham last year. Tott will tackle some rounds with a 207 from Tage Racing. Well, that's Peugeot. What about Abarth? Last February, Abarth presented its new headquarters in the Mirafiori complex near Turin. All of the manufacturing, design and management of Abarth will be located there, together with the rally team. Abarth has been testing busily to improve the Grande Punto that was beaten last year by that pesky Peugeot 207. Abarth is focused on the IRC and on the Italian Championship. Andrea Navarra and Renato Travaglia are the works drivers who will chase the Italian titles. After a disappointing season in IRC, Navarra's returned to the Italian Championship, while Travaglia will combine IRC and Italy. But the car has had success, of course, in terms of rally wins and in terms of the first series win. The big news is that Giandomenico Basso is back. He won the IRC title in 2006 when it wasn't quite a full championship. Last year, he successfully chased the Italian title and took an IRC victory in Madeira. There's no doubting that Basso will be up there to try and wrest that title away from the Peugeot drivers in 2008. And whilst he might not know all of the IRC rallies, he has got tremendous experience on some of them. And he's got a good, strong teammate in Anton Allen, who'll be teaming up with him. The young Finn was the gravel driver for Abarth last year, and of course he won in Russia. This season he's in for the entire championship, trying to take the team's title for Abarth. As we mentioned, Travaglia will try to combine the Italian and IRC championship. Renato had an unlucky IRC season in 2007, so he'll be looking for revenge. In Istanbul, Travaglia will drive a Grifoni run Punto. And yes, Gilles Panizzi is an IRC competitor from now on. He's in for a full season, but he's left Peugeot and joined Abarth with a Punto from the French team Automeca. Another Frenchman to watch is Didier Auriol, the 1994 World Rally Champion. Auriol joins the ranks of Grifoni, trying his best to find the funding for a full season. He becomes the first former world champion to compete in the Intercontinental Rally Challenge. Auriol will be 50 years old on August the 18th this year. The rally star's planning to make his IRC debut on the gravel of Portugal in early May. Auriol won 20 rallies in the World Rally Championship, but he never did take the win in Portugal. Indeed, Portugal will have a fantastic lineup with another international star, Belgium's François Duval. Duval is a former Ford and Citroën works driver. Duval won the Rally of Australia in 2005. Portugal will be his first experience in the Intercontinental Rally Challenge. He learned all about the S2000 car, competing in the Belgian Condros Rally and winning that last round of the Belgian Championship in 2007 at the wheel of a Punto from Automaker. Duval will be one of the favourites within the Abarth team for Portugal, round 2 of 10. Italian Pro Car team prepares a Punto for Danny Sola, who drove a Honda last year. He was the 2002 Junior World Champion and tells us more about the coming season in a personal message on his skiing holiday.
Hello, I'm Danny Sola. This year my program is to do minimum 4 rallies in the IRC. We start in Turkish Rally. I'm looking forward to start the championship with the Abarth Super 2000. And the team, it's a new team for me, the Pro Car from Italy. And my aim this year is to try to help Abarth to win the Manufacturers Championship. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Another Abarth force is coming from Poland. Michael Solovov competes with the Sassanid Rally team in a program that's supported by Fiat Auto Poland. Solovov will compete in the IRC rounds that count for the European Championship.
36 prawy otwieram, 56 prawy długi, 50 prawy do 5 lewy z uwagą, do 6 prawy od szczytu.
Solovov's rally season has already begun. He competed in the first round of the Polish Championship, the Magurski Rally, in the snow. Sadly, Solovov had to retire with mechanical problems that put him out of that first event, but it wasn't at least an event of the IRC. He said, we're getting equipment and parts from the official Works Abarth team. We'll use those to build and prepare the cars ourselves. Afterwards, if we make a mistake, it will be down to us. But that's the way it is. By making a mistake, we find out what went wrong and why it happened. After the break, we will look at the tyres being used in 2008 and look at a preview of the Istanbul Rally. Volkswagen will be joining Abarth and Peugeot later on this season through its Belgian base, the Belgian VW Club, seen last year with Freddie Leutz at the wheel of a Polo S2000 in Ypres. The Belgian Polo programme for 2008 has been hit badly following a tragic accident during testing for the opening round of the Belgian Championship. Driver Larry Coles was severely wounded and the engineer who accompanied Coles during a run in the Polo was killed on the spot. VW Belgium has decided to continue and will add some IRC rounds to the programme with driver Bert Cazier, who will replace Coles. In 2007, Cazier contested 5 rallies with the Kronos Peugeot, scoring a 4th place at Ypres. Mitsubishi will challenge the non-turbo S2000 cars once more with its Lancer Evo 9 Group N car. Luca Betti will be one of the Mitsubishi drivers to look out for. He contested the IRC last year with a Honda from JAS. Group N cars should be more competitive this year. The minimum weight of an S2000 car has been raised by 50 kilos to a total of 1150. The IRC also launches a 2-wheel drive cup this season in order to reward teams and drivers who choose to compete on the series in 2-wheel drive cars. The IRC 2-wheel drive cup will operate on all 10 rounds of the IRC this year, with the best 7 results counting for the final standings. The same rule, in fact, as in the main IRC series. The opening round is Istanbul, coming up this weekend. This Honda Civic R3 will be chased by an armada of Fiat S1600 cars. Pirelli, Yokohama and BF Goodrich are the official tyre suppliers for the IRC in 2008. There's no control tyre in IRC. Drivers can choose different compounds for different surfaces and conditions. The IRC has, in fact, become the main rally competition now for BF Goodrich after it left the World Championship. All the resources of the French manufacturer are in the IRC. First of all, these are different cars. We have to develop new tyres, but it'll be different compared to WRC. We used to bring an extensive range of tyres in order to adapt to every kind of condition. From now on, we don't have such an impressive number of tyres anymore, but instead fewer tyres which can work in different conditions on different surfaces. We will try to make tyre choice easier and try to extend the working range of the tyre. On top of supplying tyres, BF Goodrich is launching the BF Goodrich Drivers Team. During 5 of the IRC rounds, starting in Portugal, there'll be a BF Goodrich Peugeot 207 run by Kronos for a local driver of the country where the rally is taking place. The driver will be selected by a jury of rally journalists. Portugal, Ypres, Barham, Asturias and San Remo are the selected IRC rounds. The IRC is heading for Istanbul in Turkey for the first round of the Challenge 2008 this weekend, April the 5th and 6th. The rally is Turkey's oldest international motorsport event, with stages on the Asian side of Istanbul and in the neighbouring area of Kocaeli. Most of the 2007 route remains unchanged, with smooth gravel under warm spring sunshine. Nicholas Vuyoz, winner in Turkey last year, explains what's coming up.
It's a nice rally, but not especially difficult. The road there is many things on this kind of road. It's fast, technical. There is some nice road, some difficult road with some rocks where you can flat. So there is a little bit everything on this rally, and it's nice rally to start. The temperature is okay, and the atmosphere also. So I'm happy to start in Turkey. Yes.
Eurosport is once again at the heart of every round of the IRC 2008. At the end of each day, we'll bring you live coverage from the service park with interviews and action shots from the rally heroes. During the day, all service parks will be broadcast live on Eurosport.com, and you can tune into Eurosport 2 to watch all the IRC action. Don't miss a second. Watch Eurosport for the big stories of IRC. See you next Saturday from Turkey.